there, Lady Val here, and I'm back to go through some pages that I've done off camera in my journal. But before I get into that, I want to share with you, I talked about my husband and his 3D printer, which he is just starting to print some things up on. And he was doing a surprise project for me, and I said I would share that with you when I came on next. And this is the project that he made for me. A lovely dragon statue. Now, I'm going to be painting this, and I have it in my mind that it's going to be green with gold accents and maybe some bronze in there with red eyes, of course. But isn't that awesome? Yeah, so it took 27 hours to print, but yeah. Anyway, the next thing he did for me, because I wanted a baby dragon, and he happened to order some metallic green, so he made this little baby dragon coming out of an egg. So I'll be doing some touch-ups paint-wise to him, but wow, I think it's awesome. So for the love of dragons, I love dragons. I don't know if there are any other dragon fans out there, but I think it's just wonderful that he managed to do that for me. And then with the spooky season coming up, I asked him to do this little spooky skull being held by a creepy hand. So I'll be doing some painting with that too. But I just wanted to share that with you. So those are my newest 3D projects that my husband did for me. So he's just getting his, actually these were just to test out the machine and everything, because it's fairly new. He just hasn't done much with it yet. So anyway, those are my fun things to share. And I also wanted to share my new scissors. Now, I got these at Aldi. They had all different ones. I just thought they were so cute. They were real cheapy scissors, so I'm not going to worry if they get covered in glue or any of that. So they were like $5 for the 4 pair of scissors. And there's the large, the medium, and then the 2 smaller ones. And they cut really well. So anyway, if you're near an Aldi, they had yellow, green, blue, and this lavender. And they had different designs. The yellow had little yellow and white flowers. And some of them were just plain with colored handles. But yeah, they were kind of fun. So I thought, well, this'll, I needed more scissors. I probably have, 10 pair or more. But always can use more scissors, right? Okay, so that's all the fun stuff out of the way. So let's get into the journal. Now, my journal is turning out way chunkier than I had anticipated, but they always seem to do that with me. I just always seem to end up with gator mouth journals, but that's okay. That's what ties are for, to close them up with. Anyway, I'm going to find where we left off to show you what I've done off camera. This is where we left off. So on the next one, I happened to come across I had to get some pictures out for my daughter. Her father passed away last month, and they're getting ready to do the memorial. So she wanted some pictures. So I was looking through, we have thousands of pictures in boxes, tubs and things. So I found all these old negatives that, who can see what they're really for. They were separated from all the pictures. So I grabbed some of them. I can certainly use them in my crafting. So these circular ones I thought were interesting. So I made up this little belly band with, these are tags from both Julie's kit and Mandy's kit again for the Out with a Bang 26 collaboration between Mandy from SunflowersAndDors and Julie from Julie's Papercraft. So I'm using both kits. So some of these are, this is Julie's, and I bought some muslin fabric, just plain muslin fabric. And I tore it, but I used the end piece to do the tie on this, and just, distressed it with my Distress Oxide ground espresso. So this does turn. I put a little brad in there, and I took my hammer and just smashed it down a little bit because they're the domed brads, and I didn't want it sticking out any further than it needed to since it was so bulky already. So on the next page is just a decorative page. I have all this fabric, bee fabric, so I use some of that and then use Julie's frame to just frame one of the bees on the fabric and put a little lace on the side. And the next one is pretty much, you know, for journaling, for those journalers out there. And I did decorate, I put a little stamping in here, and of course I have my stencils in the background. But I did a little corner decoration with just some pieces that I had, some fabric and such. And of course this is the packing paper we all have tons of. So I used a little bit of that. Then on the next page I used one of Julie's tags. I just cut it down to make a pocket out of it. And then used one of Mandy's file cards, you know, as writing space. And I did do a little cutout with one of my, well, with this little, you know, edge cutter. But I just cut just the one. And then on the next page, I have these bee papers that I had for another project years ago that I did some bee journals. And I just made a little pocket with Mandy's honey card there. And put a little topper with some fabric, you know, for a tab on the top of the little card from Mandy's kit. And of course you can see my stenciling in the back. I try to do that throughout. Then on the next page, this was from Mandy's kit, and I just tore around the little bee person there and all the way down and around, and added these little elements. And in each one of these pockets is a just a, you know, writing paper. And this was that bee paper, another piece of the bee paper. And I put the little bee person there. And just did a little stenciling. And then on this side, I used a black and white paper clip. Decorated one of the tags, the large tags from Julie's kit. And put some black lace in the top. The next page I just left as it was, as it came in the kit. And on the next one, I take off that. I did just stenciling, but I had the second one of my pull-out. This was the prototype that I did when I was doing my August 4th, you know, half image for the collaboration. So I didn't really want to waste it, so I thought, well, there'll be two in this journal. That's what I decided to do. So this one is just left as it came in the kit. And on this side, I used some more fabric. I made a fabric pocket, kind of a triangular one, with some of Mandy's, you know, the little picture frame with the bee person in it. Just added a couple little touches. And these are, I backed this with her tags from her freebies. I think most of those were from the freebies. So stuck that in there. And then on this side, I got these freebies from that were out there. I'm not sure. I can't give anybody credit because I don't remember. But behind it is some rag paper. I bought some rag paper off of Amazon. And they weren't very big sheets. I didn't want big sheets because I wanted to use, you know, tear them as pockets. So I did even have to tear some more off. So I had to tear some off the top and the side to make it fit. And then I used these little jars to decorate it. And put another tag in there just as a journaling spot, with a fabric tab at the top. The next page I left for writing for those that wish to write in it, and just some stenciling. And on this side I did a double pocket from the bee paper from the kit. I think that was a freebie too that Mandy put out. And I just did a couple of tags to put in the pocket. And this is from Julie's kit. She put out these on a freebie too for like a hanging sunflower kit, or a sunflower, you know, hanging plant. And then she also had lanterns with the sunflowers around them. So, and then of course we had to have a bee person and a little bee baby. They are so cute, from Mandy's kit. So, and then of course this one couldn't cover that up. It's just so pretty. And then on the next page, this is Julie's background paper, and I left this on this side because I love this with the layaway tag in the background. And I took one of, I cut around one of Julie's papers. It was the one with that, with the mirror and the sunflower, to make a little tuck spot. And then we have a bingo card that I backed with the papers, the bee papers, the sunflower and bee papers to just put in there. And then this one is staying as it is with the bees. And then again on this side, I cut out another one of Julie's little papers, or cut around it on one of her background papers. And I cut around the little bee person to put on there, and then one of the little forage cards from Mandy's kit. And then in the, tucked in there is the little, I guess it's a guest check is what it is, with sunflowers on it. And I did do a little bit of stamping in the background up here, some script. And that brings us to this page. Now, I only have a few more pages to go before, in fact, just a couple. But what I have planned to do on this page is, this is from Julie's kit, one of the background papers. And I am going to tear around this to get kind of a V. And tear around the edge. Well, probably not on this side so much, but down to here maybe. But tear down this edge and then glue it in the middle like I did one of the other pages. And make a double pocket out of it. So, let's see. What I need to do is put something under this because it is a gator mouth. Let me grab. It's not going to lay flat open. In fact, I don't know if that's going to work so well, but it's better than, yeah, it's not going to stay open. Anyway, I'm going to open this up. In fact, what I'm going to do, I think, is just move this out of the way for now while I get this ready. Okay, I think I might even use my hair ruler for this on this side. If I can get underneath it. Well, I ordered I ordered some things from Simon Says Stamps. If anybody's ever ordered anything from them, I've never had a problem before. But I do live in a rural area, which I've shared with all of you before, and I don't get mail at my home. I only get mail at the post office. Or if it's a UPS or FedEx, then they deliver directly to my home. So my address has to show my residence address, and then at the end of the residence address, it has to have my box number. So that's how I put it in at for Simon Says stamps, and for some reason it got messed up and it didn't come, and they said it was going to be sent back, so I was not very happy about that. And then the next day I get another email saying that it had gone from my post office to the post office down the hill and back up again, and it's arrived at my post office now. So my husband is nice enough to pick that up for me on his way back. He's gone into Lowe's to get some things he needed. So yeah, because I am planning on I didn't get to do a Halloween journal last year because I was dedicated to being on the design team for Sunflower and Doors. So this year I'm going to go back to doing because I love doing Halloween journals. It's just as they say out there in the crafting world, it's my jam. I love doing the spooky, odd and ominous, eerie, weird stuff. That's just kind of what I like to do. So the last one I did was in 2024, and I just really enjoyed doing it. I love making it, so I'm looking forward to doing it. But I did order a few new things, although I probably didn't need a darn thing. But I know that I am not the only one that does that. That everyone out there always seems to order things that you can't live without, even though you have a million things at hand. So I don't feel too guilty about it. I shouldn't say that. I do feel a little guilty about it, but not enough to stop me from ordering it. So there you go. Okay, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to do this last little bit of tearing by hand because I want to keep that sunflower. Okay. There we go. Throw that out in the trash. Alright, I like that. Let's see if I can. I'm going to do it this way. Sorry, this was printed on my papers that had the problem with the, if you can see, they have pink stripes through them, and that was a real problem. I hadn't used my printer in a while because my daughter was staying with us and she was working from home in the office, so I didn't want to print while she was working in there, so I didn't clean off my the heads to my printer. So it printed out the whole entire kit with those pink stripes, so I wasn't too happy about that. But okay, let me see if I can tear this by hand so it doesn't. I want to save as many of the, what I sometimes do is tear it with scissors. I don't know if you all do that, but when I can't really tear it very well by hand, if I at least do it with the scissors, it looks like I've torn it by hand, mostly. I don't want it to be straight. Okay. Let's see. Let me get my little... I've got this little page edger thing. So I'll just rough that up a little bit. Okay. I think that works. Yep. This one I'm gonna yeah, so my whole kit printed on that crazy, with those crazy pink lines, so I didn't want to waste the paper, so a lot of things I was able to print other things on the back that I could use that I wouldn't necessarily have to show the back. And on things that I did have to show the back on, then I just backed them with the packing paper from Amazon or the, paper from the kit. That way I wouldn't waste it, because it was cardstock I printed it on. And it's my usual 90-pound cardstock. It's not real heavyweight cardstock, because I find the 90 weight works for most things. And if it turns out to be too lightweight for certain things, then I can, I can always back it to give it, to give it some extra strength. So that's what I did for this. Well, I'm nearing the end of my project, my design team project, and this will be my last design team project for Sunflower and Doors, because I will be moving on to do those Halloween journals and things that aren't really part of Mandy's, scope. She has some beautiful kits. They are all very nice, very beautiful, and I've enjoyed being on the design team this last year. But like I said, I do want to move on to do some of those projects that I've been missing in the style that I want to work with. So I appreciate everything that Mandy has done for me. I would never have started my YouTube channel had it not been for her, and I owe her a great debt of gratitude, and I do appreciate it. And I have gotten much inspiration from those people in the group there's some very talented, creative ladies in the group. I have much to be grateful for. So, but I am going to be doing the Halloween journal starting in September. So, if you want to tune in, I would be grateful, because it's going to be a totally different kind of journal than a project than you've been seeing me do as part of the design team. So if you are interested in that, please join me. Okay, gotta get back. So these, see how it's really big, and so this is how it's going to go. So I'm going to be putting glue down the side here, down the bottom, up here, over here, and up. So let me get some glue on this, and then we'll put it down. Gotta make sure my glue is open, because it tends to get a little clogged up when you're not using it. Okay, here we go. Of course, just when I say that, I find that it is not open at all. Okay, my good pokey tool, as a lot of people call it. There we go. Okay, and this is my, as I've said many times, my glue of choice is Beacons 3-in-1. They do not sponsor me. I buy it with my own money. I think it's worth every penny of it. I just prefer a silicone-based glue over a water-based glue. It just gives me time to move it if I need to. And it does dry quickly once you place it where you want it. So it has a lot of advantages, and any excess glue does come right off with a glue eraser, another advantage that I prefer. So, okay, here we go. I'm gonna make sure this is in the supposed to go over the edge, so I'll make sure that's in the right place. Okay, there we go. Look at that, there you go. Okay, now I have all my my little bits here. I'm gonna put my little dragon down there. My decorating bits that are left. I'm not really sure how I'm going to decorate this yet. I've got some tags and I've got some freebies that Mandy had posted. I think I might use one of these pockets. Most likely, to be honest, I think I do my best stuff offline, I must admit. So I think I'm just going to stop here, show you the basis, and I will finish. I'm going to finish off the last few pages and be back with you to do the final flip through and show you the last couple things that I've done in this journal. So if any of you have missed any of my videos, I do have everything linked below. And I've appreciated all the new subscribers I've gotten. And you know, anybody that would like to comment or ask any specifics, please do so. I will always be willing to accommodate anybody that wants to know how to do something, how I've done something that I haven't done on air. I will do a specific tutorial if asked. And I'm just happy to be here and to show you what my crafting life is like. I enjoy it so much, and I am so happy to have been a part of this collaboration. And it's almost at an end for me, so tune in to see the last and final probably video of this series in the next couple of days. So thank you for joining me. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And happy crafting, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.